Hey guys, it's Colby, and if you're seeing this video, you're probably getting to the point where you're ready to pop the big question to your girl. And if you're anything like me when I did this, you're probably feeling a little bit nervous right now and wanting everything to be a dream come true for her. So here are 4 tips that you can use to make sure things go off without a hitch. The first tip that I have is walk the location of your proposal before you get on one knee. This admittedly was one of my biggest mistakes when I proposed to my fiancée Maria. The thing was, I wanted to surprise her by proposing at a place where we had never been before because honestly I thought that if I took her to a place down memory lane, it'd be too predictable. So I began researching locations to ask the big question, and I found Sunken Gardens, which is a beautiful botanical garden in St. Pete with a waterfall. And when I got to Sunken Gardens, the waterfall was very nice, but it was more of like a fountain that seemed a little overhyped to me. And plus there were public tours with tour guides walking throughout the entire property. It was crazy. And it was nothing like I envisioned, so I had to improvise. And eventually, luckily for me, I found a spot in the botanical garden, but I embarrassingly had to backtrack against pedestrian traffic through the park just to get my fiancé to that perfect spot for that picture perfect place. Which leads me to tip number 2. Be ready with a backup plan. Guys, there's so many factors going into this, like what if your girlfriend has a splitting migraine and needs to go home? Or what if there's too many people around, like in my circumstances with the tour guides? Or what if it rains, right? A lot of times we have to ask those questions. Or if traffic gets backed up and you can't make it during the sunset, then how's your Sunset Beach proposal going to work for you? So instead of having to push things back, have a backup plan that gives you confidence that you need when you're about ready to ask the question to your beautiful fiancé. And just make sure that you have a plan where by the end of the day, you'll have a fiancé no matter what happens, rain or shine. Tip 3 is when you want to take pictures, you want to make sure she looks her best. So my recommendation would be to recommend somewhere fancy beforehand. Tell her maybe you need to go to a fancy dinner, or maybe that you're doing a photo shoot for Instagram. Or maybe if you're religious, I would recommend saying that you need to check out a church service or something. The bottom line is make sure that she looks and feels presentable so she doesn't feel underdressed in the big moment or when she's posting the photos for all to see. Because as most of us know, your girl probably loves posting on Instagram and showing you off to her friends and celebrating her latest achievements online, whether it's Twitter or any of the other platforms. So she's surely going to want to have one of the biggest moments of her life in your engagement posted as soon as possible. And unless you book a separate photo shoot potentially months later with a professional, you're going to have to roll with the selfies or other type of cell phone pictures you got in the moments after the proposal. Which leads me to tip number 4. Hire a professional. I highly recommend this, and this is something that I did in my own engagement because professional photos are simply better than cell phone pictures. Like, no offense to most of us, we've all been there. We all think that we have the best and highest tech when it comes to our phones. This is an event that only happens one time. And if you do an engagement or bridal shoot, the photos won't even be taken in the actual moment of the proposal, which kind of loses the authenticity of it. So with that being said, always book a professional photographer. And don't forget to communicate your backup plan to them so they're ready to capture that special moment no matter what. It really pays off. I'm Colby with Save the Date. Have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this.